Roads are an integral part of the American experience. They bring people together in a literal sense, but also through their stories. In certain circumstances, a road may even capture a unique cross-section of America. Highway 89, forming the backbone of the Intermountain West, is just such a road.
Come along with me and you will see Highway 89.
It is vitally important to Utah State tourism, chambers of commerce, state and regional historians, as well as those who live along its route. However, due to geographic and sometimes cultural distances, the full story of US 89 has yet to be told. While US 89 has hardly received the nostalgic attention given fabled thoroughfares like Route 66 or the Lincoln Highway, it is nevertheless central to the identity of the American West. It travels from high mountains to low desert, across 5 states, Arizona, Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, and Montana, and through or adjacent to 7 national parks: Saguaro, Grand Canyon, Zion, Bryce Canyon, Grand Teton, Yellowstone, and Glacier. It is no wonder that University of Wisconsin geographer Thomas R. Vail once called US 89 a cross-section of the West. This ILEAD project proposes to develop an online aggregator and exhibition that brings together the stories of US 89 as it travels through the state of Utah. Our intention is to aggregate existing images, texts, and oral histories related to US 89 while simultaneously identifying and digitizing additional relevant collections. Through online geospatial identification applications, we also hope to create a collaborative space where community members can add their own contemporary stories through both image and text.
As you travel north along Highway 89, the first community that you enter when you come into Utah is Kanab. And the communities remain small until you reach the Wasatch Front. And these communities have wonderful stories to tell. For example, in 1949, Burl Ives recorded the folk song, Big Rock Candy Mountain. I'm sure Ives had no idea when he recorded that song that there was such a place as the Big Rock Candy Mountain, even with a lemonade springs. It is my goal to capture these stories and these events and places in an online collaborative event where text and images and video and audio combine to tell the priceless stories along Highway 89.
As an archivist at the Utah State Archives, the most enjoyable part of my job is bringing collections that people don't typically know about to their attention, and seeing the excitement they have once they learn about them. The Highway 89 project is a natural fit for this. We have a number of collections that I think people will be very excited about. I think that our user group is going to be one of the most benefited from the project. A lot of the small archives who have similar collections that they care about, we will be providing them a tool to make their stuff accessible. So excited to be a part of it.
As a scholarly communication librarian, my primary emphasis is on liberating information. And sometimes information can be restricted by price barriers, and sometimes it can be restricted by location barriers. And for this project, I'm very excited to take existing collections that are geographically isolated and not available to the world, and combining them and making them available to all.
As an archivist, I'll be able to identify materials that are relevant to the Highway 89 project, but beyond that, as a historian, I should be able to put these materials in historic context. In fact, recently I wrote an article about the Highway 89 segment that runs through Logan Canyon, and I think that experience will be really valuable as we go forward. In terms of our community, I hope that it will be a broad reach from academic historians to people who just like the nostalgia of the American highway.
So my main goal for this project is to promote as much community involvement as possible. I'd like to explore avenues for community members to be able to contribute their own pictures and stories and documents about their interactions with Highway 89. And I'd also like to investigate platforms that will allow those same community members to contribute information about the documents and photos we already have in the collection to help flesh out the personal and very real significance of this thoroughfare to the communities that have grown up along its route.
There's fiesta, romance, fun and mirth. With every mile we travel, see the grandest route on earth. Believe me, it's on on the level. Every dream and inspiration and the beauty of creation, it's so heavenly. Pleasure time is any time along the treasure trail.